Hey, this is Cameron, and welcome to the practice log. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Alright, for once, we don't have like a whole lot to get into. I've been at my dad's house. That's where this is right now. I'm literally in my dad's basement. I know, I finally moved out from my mom's basement, right? Yeah, and it's around that time of the year. It's holidays, visiting family. It's a thing, and something that's a struggle is, of course, getting the practice in. I'm feeling pretty good about my practice, and I have all my stuff for filming and all that, so we shouldn't really skip a beat. Which, by the way, in case this is your first practice log, let me go ahead and tell you what this will entail. It consists of 3 things. First thing is small talk. That's this right now. I'm going to tell you what I've been working on. I've been putting a lot of time into the fugue of Beethoven 997, and that's what you're going to hear today. Only the first half of it, up until the second section. And guess what? It's not going to be perfect either. I actually already filmed it because I practiced this morning for a bit, and I wanted to film it while my hands were still warm. And, this is a practice log. There's going to be mistakes, and that's okay. Are you guys used to hearing me make mistakes? I know. Alright. The second thing, I'm going to answer some of your comment questions. We'll see if you have any good ones this time. And then after that, for the third thing, you're going to hear me actually play that fugue, which again is already recorded, and I'm just going to tack it on at the end of the video, and then we're all going to go home. I'm not like beating myself up over practicing right now, but I do still have practicing goals for this like Christmas, December time. I find it pretty easy to waste time on guitar. Like a lot of my practice will sometimes just be noodling or just doing random stuff, and I'm finding it really helpful to just have a couple of pieces that are my goal pieces. Like I have the Rodrigo Sonata Giacosa, third movement of that is what I'm working on now. I have the fugue to 997, I'm working on that. Those are kind of the 2 main things, and if I can just work on each of those for like 30 minutes a day, just pushing a little bit further into them, that consistency will be enough for me to have those like pretty much done by the time the next semester comes around. And then beyond that, maybe another 30 minutes of like looking at a couple of pieces that I already have good and memorized just to keep up with them. Maybe I'll do that every other day or so. So right now I'm looking at like an hour and a half of practice a day, which is fine. You have to like have a life a little bit, especially around this time. But 30 minutes a day on new pieces, I'm finding that to be pretty helpful. Hey, other than that, I'm just chilling, trying to practice, trying to keep up with my life and everything that I do. How's your practice coming along? Hope it's good. Alright. I think it's about time we jump into some comment questions now, shall we? Alright, this is kind of a dark and depressing question. This came from my last practice log where I titled it something like, Am I Wasting My Life? It's a joke title. I don't think I'm actually wasting my life. I'm having a lot of fun in my life, actually. I mean, obviously, I'm a lifelong guitarist. I'm like, But this one is from Dippy. You said, Hey Cameron, thank you for addressing me by my name. I appreciate that. Here's a question for you. In a theoretical way that you decide or have to abandon guitar and or your channel, I know, sounds impossible, but let's imagine. What would you probably do as a backup plan? Well, I can't really remember a time in my life where I didn't have guitar, because I started playing guitar when I was 11 or maybe even 10. So the idea of abandoning that would be kind of weird, because I've always been sort of hooked on that, and I always sort of had it set that that would be a part of my life forever. There was a time before this YouTube channel, and I remember pre-sore hands Cameron, and life wasn't so bad then either. There's things that you need to be able to do as an adult to like function and flourish, and one of them is you have to find a way to make money. You do that through work. You do that, in my case, through teaching guitar lessons and finding as many students as possible. And I didn't start teaching guitar lessons because I was so passionate about it. Like I started doing it because you have to do that, or else you'll become a burden on anyone who decides to be in your life if you're someone who's just like not working and not making money. You have to contribute and make value in some way. And so that's what I did. Now, I don't do that anymore because I've since made this YouTube channel. And again, I didn't make this YouTube channel because I was like planning on it or because I always envisioned doing something like this. It just was an idea and it seemed good, and I just kind of went all in just to see what happens. And this has since become my pretty much sole job. So I don't really need to teach guitar lessons anymore. But if I were to lose this channel, I would have no way of making money. So the first thing I would have to do is figure that out, which I would probably just go back to teaching guitar lessons. And then from doing that, I would just try to get in a position where I'm generally financially comfortable. And then from there, all you can really do is just be open to any opportunity that might present itself, and don't be afraid to go all in to an opportunity. And don't be afraid to overextend yourself and like overwork yourself. Like if I kept a healthy, manageable schedule throughout this whole thing, I wouldn't be as far as I am now. So I guess to answer your question, I don't know what I would do, but I would just remain open to possibilities. And I would try to assess all the skills that I've built up to this point, and I would try to apply it to something new. Now, I hope I never lose sore hands, because this is sort of turning into my life's work over the last like 2 years. I've made like 700 videos or something. It takes a lot of time to do that. So I guess in short, if I didn't have sore hands or if I had to stop for some reason, I would hope that I still have that drive that I bring here, and I would just apply it to something else, and then maybe that would work out. Yeah, but that's a tough one. Like, this YouTube thing, and even longer standing, like, guitar and music in general, those are kind of the only constants in my life. Like, no matter what, I know that I'm gonna film, edit videos. I know that I'm gonna practice guitar. So many other things change. So the idea of abandoning those things now is, like, kind of weird. Like, I don't even know if I could do it, you know? What a confronting question, huh? Alright. Anywho. Hey, you know what? I hate to do this again, but there's been a lot of questions about the treadmill because I mentioned that I've been walking. Let me give you a little fitness update. Why not? I've been going hard on the cardio for the last, like, 2.5 weeks, and I've seen, like, a huge difference. I weigh 10 pounds less than I did, like, 2.5 weeks ago, which that sounds really fast, and it is, but also I've done this before. My body's used to it and knows what it's doing. But yeah, I just want to answer some of these treadmill questions because there's a lot of misconceptions about it. Let me just go ahead and find them. All right, first one I want to talk about. This is from the Grateful Pipe and Cigar. Whoa, friend of the channel. You said walking on a treadmill for 2 hours might burn 300 calories, give or take 100. Not eating the next meal will avoid 500 calories. It's not rocket science. Listen, I don't know what you're envisioning when I say walking on a treadmill, but I'm talking about 2.5 to 3 miles an hour at like a 15% incline, constant. I know this isn't a real indication of like exertion, but after like 20 minutes of that, I am sweating, heart rate like 140, 150, like high. Like, this is cardio. Like, this is not some easy like walk in the park, so to speak. And also another thing, my treadmill has no railings too. And in fact, I have a treadmill back there that's my dad's. No railing. Don't hold on to anything. You're just walking with no handles. You get used to it. I know it's a little weird at first, but it makes it a lot easier when you hold on to stuff and therefore less calories. And I know this is kind of BS, but according to the Apple Watch, I burn like 700 calories an hour from this kind of cardio. It's not actually 700 calories an hour. I suspect that I burn closer, at the very least, 400 calories, probably up to like 550, maybe 600 if I'm like going kind of fast. But it's not 200 or 300 calories in 2 hours. That would be completely ridiculous for the amount of exertion I feel like I'm giving out. And also, with the avoiding the meal thing, I find it so much easier to just eat the food that you want to eat and then just do cardio afterwards. Because you're fueling yourself and then you're using it and you're kind of at this net zero. And I just feel generally healthier. And you are healthier from doing that. You're getting like micronutrients and stuff. For me, avoiding a meal and then also being sedentary, so it's like a net zero, like you didn't eat it, you also didn't do anything, I just find that so difficult because I get bored. Like, if I have a 5-hour window and I have a bunch of food and then I also have a treadmill, it just makes sense to do the activity of like eat food, do the treadmill. It's just easier for me to do that. All right, I'm getting a lot of this one too. $300 for a treadmill? That's cheap for a treadmill. Come on, man. Bro doesn't know that walking down the streets is free. Shake my head. And there's a bunch of other comments like that too that are like, why don't you just go walk outside? Because it's winter time, obviously. Sometimes, especially where I live, it's like 19 degrees, you know? And also, it's nighttime. It gets dark really early now, and I don't want to walk around at night. And also, again, I can't get such a steady and controlled incline from walking around outside because you gotta go up and then you gotta go back down. I'm walking downhill. It's more pressure on my knees. There's more variables. I'm outside. It's just not as effective as a workout. But if it's like 10 p.m. and then I want to do an hour or two of cardio, I just hop on the treadmill and I'm watching YouTube or something while doing it. While TV is going on, I'm like dopamine maxing. You just can't get that experience from going outside in nature. So I don't do that. So yeah, it makes sense if you think about it. Trust me, guys. All right, no more treadmill talk. I'm sorry. No more fitness stuff. All right, I'm going to end the questions here and I'm just going to go right to my playing. I know this is a really short one, but I got a lot of stuff going on today. I'm going to film more later. They're going to be exciting reaction videos. I'm just kind of, catching up with you, seeing what's up. So like I said, it's the first half of the Fugue to 997. I play it kind of bad, but, it's still fun. I try to play it somewhat in time, so hopefully you'll appreciate that. I'll talk to you more about it after it. So, let's see. pretty good, right? When it comes to Bach, that's kind of been my main focus for the last like week or so, just trying to get that up to snuff. It's not memorized yet, as you can see I was reading the sheet music, but I think it will be pretty soon. I can feel it seeping into my memory, so I think it'll be good. Yeah, you know, like I said, just a short little video, just to catch up, just to see what everybody's up to. There'll be another big reaction video tomorrow, I promise. Alright, let's go ahead and wrap this one up here. Of course, if you made it this far, be sure to subscribe and leave a like. Leave some more comment questions. There's tons of them that I didn't get to, so, you know, feel free to just post it again on this one if you want. Of course, Rutin's Delight, there's a sale, 15% off. Go and get that. Guitar lessons, I'm not offering them like I mentioned, but, you know, I know people who are, so if you want to get in contact with them, just let me know. Online classical guitar lessons, specifically. That's what, I can give you. Like I said, there'll be more videos coming out soon. So, yeah. I'll see you then.